what you'll need to make this placemat with the place setting is 2 pieces of 4 by 12, and this is for the front, and then you'll need 1 center piece, 12 by 12, and then you'll have the back large piece, and that is 12 by 18. And then you can use batting, like quilting batting, or I'm going to use felt. You can use fleece, whatever, for the middle, just so you have that thick part. And then there's several ways to make the place setting, and we'll talk about that. You know, you can stencil and paint with fabric, paint. You can cut out settings and stitch them on. I'm actually going to use this white felt, and I'm going to cut out where the fork would go, where the spoon would go, and where the plate would go. Since my daughter's still young, I'm not going to put a knife on there for mine, but I will show you where it would go. So first get all your pieces and then cut them all out to these sizes, and then we'll meet back. The next part you would do would be to get your 12 by 12 front piece here, and then get your 4 by 12 piece here, and then you're going to get the 2 pieces together on the outside. So to do that, like any other project, you take fabric, facing fabric here, like I have done on this one, and then I sewed a 3/8 seam allowance. I actually did a straight stitch, and then I went back just for strength purposes. I did a zigzag up on the end too, but you can just get away with a straight stitch. Okay, and then I'll end up ironing this out, so that would be the one side you can see, and I'm going to do the same with this. So I'm going to line it up, and then you can pin it along the side and take that straight stitch, 3/8 seam allowance, back stitch, and then go forward, and then back stitch. And then if you want the extra strength, you can do the zigzag. That prevents fraying too, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to be underneath of it anyways in the inside. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, so this is what it ends up looking like. I ironed it down. This would be the front. And the next part I'm going to do is I'm going to use my felt material here because it doesn't fray very easily at all. So what I'm going to do is I made my own little pattern here. You can, if you want, you can trace a dish or just make a circle. I folded it in half and then just cut out a circle for the plate, and same thing with the this will be for the bottom of the cup, which goes up here. And then next I used one of my daughter's forks and spoons, and again I'm not going to do knives because she doesn't use knives right now, and really all I did was trace this with a pen, and then I went back and I used scissors and I just cut out little marks for the fork, and then same thing with the spoon. Now people do this differently, so you can either glue all this down if you like, but you got to use a strong like Gorilla Glue or something that's not going to come out in the wash, obviously, or fabric glue is actually the best. But I am going to try and sew it and see how it turns out real nicely around the edges. So I'm going to do that now, and then you can see the results if you like to do that, or if you would want to do the glue, that works as well. Okay, so you can see this is the end result with sewing around. I used a little zigzag stitch to go around the outside as best as I could. So I double checked all my stitches and made sure they were secure before the next step. And the next step is taking that basting you're going to use, whichever material you want to use. I'm going to use this, you can. So you're going to put that right on top, and then you're going to take your back side here, and you're going to face that inwards, pattern facing inwards, and then you're going to go just like the other projects all the way around, except for leaving one spot. I'll probably leave it on the side here so it's not as noticeable. One spot, maybe at least 3 inches, so that you can pull it right side out, and then we can sew that up. Okay, so we're almost done already. Okay, so I hand sewed the opening over here, but if you want, you know, after you iron it, you could do a stitch all the way around the outside if you want, just to make it like a nice border. And then I had lettering here that I could just iron on really well so it stays on for her name. And that's it. I'm going to make another one for my son. I think it'll just be one color on the front. Okay, and here's the back. Actually, this ended up on the back, as you can see, on my threads, because I put this first face down to the front, so it should actually be second, but I actually enjoy the way it turned out better so that it doesn't slide as much. So it worked out anyways. But I hope you enjoyed this project. You can check out more details at www.ceciliaspot.com, and for other projects, you can check that out.